Flint Lockwood grew up on a little island called Swallow Falls. He invented things that he thought were cool and helpful. His spray-on shoes, for example, were as soft as duck down and as tough as steel. Unfortunately, they were also impossible to take off. "Ah, whoops," said Flint. Next, he whipped up some special lotion to cure his dad's baldness. It worked a little too well. His dad ended up hairy from head to toe like the Sasquatch. "Yeah, sorry, Dad," said Flint. Then he invented a new species of animals called ratbirds. They scared people even though Flint gave them beautiful rainbow-colored wings. "Oh, I'll get it right next time," said Flint. Nothing he invented seemed to be helpful for Swallow Falls. Swallow Falls had only one big resource: sardines. Citizens ate them at every single meal because nobody else in the world wanted them. That's why Flint was really excited about his newest invention. It was a machine that could turn water into any kind of food he wanted. He believed it would make everyone happy. However, Flint's dad was never happy. "Geez, son, all your inventions, they just end up in a disaster," his dad said. Flint was determined to prove his dad wrong. First, he downloaded a delicious hamburger recipe into the food machine, and then he snuck the machine to the electricity towers where he could power it up. Flint clamped the machine to the power lines. It suddenly blasted off the ground with Flint holding on for his life. The machine rocketed through the town's theme park, Sardineland, and ping-ponged between all of the rides and exhibits before throwing Flint into the pavement. He peeled himself off the ground and watched the machine disappear into the clouds. An enormous fishbowl broke away from Sardineland and crashed on top of Flint. He was trapped. Flint slowly opened his eyes and looked out at the gathering crowd. He cringed as they pounded their fists and shook their fingers at him. He was the town fool once again. After Flint escaped from the fishbowl, he crouched on a ladder behind the old fishing docks outside of town. He looked at his reflection in the water. Would he ever be a successful inventor? Would anybody even give him another chance? At least he had Steve, his pet monkey. Steve was his only loyal friend. Suddenly, a slice of pickle plopped into the water. Flint looked up. He drew a deep cheese and lettuce leaves fluttered on the wind. Chopped tomatoes and pickles and onions pelted the dock and splashed in the water. Soon, entire hamburgers were pouring from the sky. It had to be his food machine. "It really works!" cried Flint. Everyone in town burst with glee, holding out their hands to catch the raining food. Finally, he had invented something great. A weather girl named Sam Sparks broadcasted the food weather made by his invention. Flint was famous. The mayor decided to rename the town Chew and Swallow. Once Flint found a way to communicate with the machine from his lab, the mayor hired him to make it rain food every day. The mayor treated him like a hero. Flint wanted his dad to be just as proud. He went to his dad's tackle shop and asked if he'd like to see how the food was made. "I'm an old fisherman. I'm just not cut out for all that techno food," his dad said. Flint did not understand why his dad felt so uneasy about his invention. Everybody else loved it. Sam and Flint broadcasted the food weather to the whole world. Everyone was invited to come and enjoy the delicious food rain at Chew and Swallow. Flint was very creative with the food weather. He made it snow ice cream and drizzle butterscotch cookies. He even sculpted a life-sized Jell-O castle for Sam. Jell-O was her favorite, after all.
Flint really liked Sam. He was very shy around her until she let him in on a little secret. She was a nerd. She used long scientific words and even owned a pair of square-framed glasses. Flint convinced her to wear them. He thought she looked beautiful in her glasses. When tourists started showing up at Chew and Swallow, the falling food started getting bigger. Flint realized that the food was mutating due to molecular radiation from the machine. Before he knew it, a raging spaghetti tornado touched down. Flint knew he had to shut down the machine, and fast. "Sam, keep an eye on that storm. We have to fly up there and shut down the machine."
You have wings?
"Yeah, my car does," Flint said,
And then he raced to his garage.
Together, Flint and Sam blasted up through the clouds in Flint's flying car. They found the machine, but it was surrounded by so much congealed food that it looked like its own planet in the sky. Flint found a blowhole near the top of the planet and steered the car inside. He and Sam left the car and clambered deeper through the cave, stepping over logs of licorice and ducking under webs of pizza cheese. Everything was made of giant, throbbing foods.
Sam checked her weather monitor. "We're close. My weather readings are going haywire. The machine must be at the planet's very center."
Sam lowered Flint down a deep shaft spiked with peanut brittle. Without warning, Sam's face started swelling up. Her peanut allergy was kicking in. Flint could not get back up to help her, and Sam knew she had to run to the flying car for medication. They realized they would have to split up. "I like you," Sam said through puffy lips. "You mean like as a friend?" "No, I mean I like you. Flint's heart leaped. "Me too. But about you." Their spirits lifted. Flint dropped down the shaft, and Sam scrambled back to the flying car. They hoped that they would see each other again. Flint found the machine, but he hardly recognized it. It had an eerie red glow, and on its display a black stripe darted back and forth, like a wary eye. The machine was connected to a bloated marshmallow that was swelling bigger and bigger by the second. Below it all, a mound of twisted sausages splayed open to reveal a straight channel to the sky. Flint gasped in horror. The marshmallow reached bursting point, and a torrent of oversized food gushed from the machine's spout and plummeted straight through the channel, down to Earth. Flint climbed a hill of prickly asparagus and swung towards the machine on a spaghetti rope. He leaped and caught the machine by its spindly legs. Flint's heart pounded. The machine's thin eye blazed angrily while it whipped around and tried to throw him off. The marshmallow was swelling up again. Flint was afraid. What could he do? He looked away from the machine's food dispenser. He saw his feet. How silly it was that they still sported the indestructible spray-on shoes from years ago. But wait, the spray can was in his coat. That would do it. He yanked it out and sprayed the stuff right into the machine's food dispenser. With a shudder, the machine clogged and Flint dropped away, down into the open sky. The food planet exploded like a supernova. Sam had to escape in the flying car and go back to the island without Flint. Flint's dad was devastated when his son did not return. He was proud of Flint for being brave and risking his life to save the town. Flint had not seen it, but his dad had saluted him when he launched the flying car to shut down the machine. When Sam found Flint's dad, they hung their heads in despair. Sam looked up as a thick flock of ratbirds swooped over her head and landed on a giant slab of bacon. They had caught Flint! Flint was so happy to see his proud father, and even happier when he got a kiss from Sam.